What if I told you that Miami Heat's salvation is hiding in plain sight on the Golden State Warriors bench? And it's not who you think. While everyone's obsessing over blockbuster trades and superstar acquisitions, the Heat have the perfect opportunity to pull off the most underrated heist of the summer. One that could transform them from playoff pretenders back into legitimate championship contenders. This isn't about chasing yesterday's stars or mortgaging the future for a quick fix. This is about Pat Riley doing what he does best, identifying undervalued talent and creating magic where others see mediocrity. The target? Jonathan Kuminga, the 22-year-old phenom who's being criminally underutilized in Steve Kerr's veteran-heavy rotation. The Heat's summer of missed opportunities lets address the elephant in the room. Miami's offseason has been painfully quiet. Outside of selecting Illinois guard Jaime Jaquez Jr with the 20th pick, the Heat have done virtually nothing to improve their roster. For a franchise built on aggressive moves and championship ambition, this level of inactivity feels completely out of character. The core remains solid but incomplete. Bam Adebayo continues anchoring the defense with elite versatility, Tyler Herro provides offensive firepower, and Eric Spoelstra's culture remains the gold standard in player development. But championship windows don't stay open forever, and the Heat are dangerously close to sliding from contender status to NBA purgatory. This is where Jonathan Kuminga enters the conversation. At 22 years old, he represents everything Miami craves: youth, athleticism, upside, and the kind of raw talent that thrives under intense coaching. His situation in Golden State has created a perfect storm of opportunity that the Heat would be foolish to ignore. Kuminga's Golden State dilemma. Jonathan Kuminga's predicament in Golden State is both fascinating and frustrating. Despite averaging 15.3 points for 0.6 rebounds and 2.2 assists on 45.4% shooting, he finds himself on the outside looking in when playoff rotations tighten. His 44 career games with 20-plus points showcase explosive scoring ability, but Steve Kerr's championship-or-bust mentality favors proven veterans over developmental projects. The Warriors' recent acquisition of Jimmy Butler has only complicated Kuminga's path to meaningful minutes. With Curry, Green, Butler, and other established players commanding rotation spots, Kuminga's immense potential is being wasted on a team that can't afford to prioritize his development over immediate results. This creates an unprecedented opportunity for Miami. They're getting a player with all-star potential who's entering his prime, but hasn't reached his ceiling. Kuminga's athleticism, versatility, and two-way impact make him the perfect fit for Miami's aggressive, culture-driven approach to player development. The perfect trade framework. Here's where things get interesting. The proposed trade sends Kuminga to Miami for Jaime Jaquez Jr, Duncan Robinson via sign-and-trade, and a 2031 first-round pick. On paper, it might seem like the Heat are giving up too much for an unproven commodity. In reality, it's organizational genius disguised as risk-taking. Jaquez Jr has emerged as a valuable rotation piece, but he's ultimately replaceable within Miami's system. His hustle and versatility are admirable, but he lacks the star potential that Kuminga possesses. Duncan Robinson provides immediate floor spacing that Golden State desperately needs, especially with their emphasis on three-point shooting in critical moments. The 2031 first-round pick represents long-term value for the Warriors while being distant enough not to handicap Miami's immediate championship aspirations. It's the kind of asset that looks valuable on paper but doesn't impact either team's competitive window. Why this works for Miami: the Heat's interest in Kuminga goes beyond his statistical production. This is about cultural fit and untapped potential. Miami's development system has consistently transformed raw talent into championship contributors, and Kuminga represents the perfect candidate for that transformation. His physical tools are undeniable: explosive athleticism, defensive versatility, and offensive creativity that could flourish in Spoelstra's motion-heavy system. More importantly, Kuminga possesses the competitive fire that Miami prizes above all else. He's not content with a reduced role and wants to prove himself as a legitimate star. At 22, Kuminga is entering his prime with room for significant improvement. His three-point shooting, 30.5%, needs work, but Miami's player development staff has a proven track record of improving shooters. His defensive awareness could reach elite levels under Spoelstra's tutelage, potentially making him a two-way monster. The financial aspect works perfectly too. As a restricted free agent in 2025 earning $10.2 million, Miami gets a window to evaluate fit before making a long-term commitment. If he flourishes, they can match any offer. If not, they haven't mortgaged their future for a failed experiment. Golden State's perspective from the Warriors' standpoint, this trade addresses several pressing needs. Duncan Robinson's shooting ability, 43.7% from the field, provides exactly the floor spacing that their offense requires. His experience in high-pressure situations makes him an ideal playoff contributor for a team chasing another championship. Jaquez Jr. brings the kind of versatility and basketball IQ that championship teams value. His ability to play multiple positions and contribute in various ways makes him perfect for Golden State's system. At 8.6 points for 0.4 rebounds and 2.5 assists on 46.1% shooting, he provides steady production without requiring significant offensive touches. The 2031 first-round pick gives Golden State future flexibility while maintaining their competitive window. They can use it in future trades, draft talent when their current core ages, or simply add to their asset collection. For a team operating in luxury tax territory, having cost-controlled assets becomes increasingly valuable. Most importantly, this trade allows the Warriors to maximize their championship window while Curry remains elite. They're trading potential for immediate production, betting that their veteran core can deliver another title before age catches up. The culture factor, what makes this trade particularly intriguing, is the cultural dynamic. Kuminga has expressed frustration with his limited role in Golden State, while Miami thrives on players with chips on their shoulders. The Heat's culture of accountability and development could unlock Kuminga's full potential in ways that Golden State's veteran-heavy approach cannot. Miami's track record with young players is impressive. They've consistently developed overlooked talents into significant contributors, and Kuminga represents their biggest potential success story. His combination of athleticism and skill makes him ideal for their aggressive, switching defense and pace and space offense. The psychological aspect cannot be ignored either. Moving from a reduced role to featured player status could unleash Kuminga's confidence and competitive fire. Miami's environment rewards improvement and hustle, qualities that Kuminga possesses in abundance. The urgency factor time is not on Miami's side. Their current core is aging, and championship windows close faster than teams expect. Bam Adebayo is entering his prime, but surrounding talent needs upgrading. Tyler Herro provides scoring punch, but lacks the two-way impact necessary for championship success. Kuminga solves multiple problems simultaneously. He provides youth to balance veteran leadership, athleticism to enhance defensive versatility, and upside that could make Miami a legitimate contender for years to come. Most importantly, he's available now, when Miami needs him most. The Heat cannot afford another quiet offseason. Eastern Conference competition continues intensifying, and standing still means falling behind. This trade represents exactly the kind of calculated risk that has defined Miami's championship culture. The championship blueprint imagine Miami's potential starting lineup with Kuminga, Herro, Kuminga, Butler, if retained, Adebayo, and improved depth. The versatility alone would create matchup nightmares for opponents. Kuminga's ability to guard multiple positions while providing offensive creativity makes Miami infinitely more dangerous. His development trajectory suggests significant improvement ahead. Players typically make their biggest leaps between ages 22 to 25, placing Kuminga in the perfect window for breakthrough performance. Miami's coaching staff has the expertise to accelerate that development while maximizing his impact. The financial flexibility also works long-term. If Kuminga develops as expected, Miami has their future cornerstone. If not, they maintain cap flexibility to pursue other opportunities. It's the kind of calculated gamble that championship organizations make regularly. The decision point pat Riley built his reputation on identifying undervalued talent and creating championship opportunities where others see risk. This trade represents everything Miami stands for: aggressive pursuit of improvement, cultural fit over pure talent, and long-term thinking disguised as short-term moves. The question isn't whether Kuminga can succeed in Miami, it's whether Miami can afford not to try. Their championship window demands immediate action, and Kuminga represents the perfect combination of present value and future potential. As the offseason progresses, other teams will inevitably recognize Kuminga's availability and value. Miami's advantage lies in their culture development system and willingness to bet on talent over production. This trade could define their next championship pursuit. Is this the move that transforms Miami from playoff hopeful to championship contender, or just another example of overvaluing potential? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and hit that like button if you think Riley should pull the trigger on this game-changing trade.